All right, let's talk about something that the world of finance, well, it doesn't really like to talk about. Because you know what? Sometimes the bravest, smartest, and yeah, most profitable decision you can make isn't to buy the dip or to hodl. Sometimes it's just to stop, to walk away from the screen altogether. I want you to consider the story of a trader. We'll just call him Marcus. During a pretty minor market dip, his wife finds him in their garage at 3 in the morning, hyperventilating, just staring at the red charts on his phone. But here's the crazy part. His portfolio was only down 6%. He had everything right: diversification, an emergency fund, a great job. So what was really going on? You see, Marcus wasn't just feeling the normal stress of the market. He was having a full-blown clinical anxiety episode triggered by the market. And getting that distinction right, well, that's the entire reason we're doing this. Because understanding the difference could literally save your health, your relationships, maybe even your life. So the big question is, how do you know? How do you know if you've crossed that line from just being an engaged investor to something a lot more dangerous? We're going to go through 8 research-backed warning signs that you really need to be aware of. First, we have to get clear on the difference. Look, market anxiety is totally normal. It's worrying when things drop. It's feeling disappointed when you take a loss. We all feel that. But clinical anxiety, that's a different beast entirely. We're talking about compulsive behaviors you can't control, physical panic attacks, and your brain telling you that this is the end of the world. Let's start with what you can see, the behaviors. Are you checking your phone at 2 a.m.? Or worse, during dinner with your family when you should be present? Are you dodging calls from friends because you just can't handle one more conversation about the market? You know, research from Kansas State University actually found that financial stress is the #1 predictor of divorce. If your trading is costing you your relationships, it's not an investment strategy anymore, it's an addiction. And the cost, it isn't just emotional. According to the Journal of Financial Therapy, the stress gets so bad that nearly a quarter, 23% of active investors report actual physical health problems. I'm talking chest pains, insomnia, digestive issues, real physical stuff. And then there's what's happening on the inside. It's that catastrophic thinking, right? The little voice that tells you a 10% drop means your entire life is over. It's something called anhedonia, which is a fancy word for when you stop enjoying anything else, hobbies, friends, family, because the market has taken over. But maybe the biggest internal red flag of all, that absolute terror of stopping. That feeling that if you look away for even a second, you're going to miss the move that changes everything. Now, to really understand this from a professional standpoint, we're going to lean on the insights of Dr. Sarah Chen. She's a clinical psychologist who specializes in exactly this problem, and she's got a really simple way to figure out what's going on. Dr. Chen's framework really just comes down to 3 direct questions you need to ask yourself, honestly. 1, is this interfering with your job or your life at home? 2, are you having obsessive thoughts about the market that you just can't turn off? And 3, has your appetite for risk gone to one of 2 extremes? Are you being totally reckless, or are you completely paralyzed with fear? And here's the line in the sand, according to Dr. Chen. If you answered yes to even one of those questions, and it's been going on for more than 2 weeks straight, this isn't market jitters anymore. You are very likely dealing with a clinical anxiety disorder. And if you're wondering why it feels impossible to stop, well, there's a reason. Your brain actually gets hijacked. You get caught in what's called a dopamine anxiety cycle. The market makes you anxious, so you check your portfolio. That check gives you a tiny, fleeting hit of relief, a little squirt of dopamine. And that relief reinforces the urge to check again, creating this vicious, destructive loop that just gets tighter and tighter. And like Dr. Chen says, the real tragedy here is that the biggest losses, they're rarely on a spreadsheet. She's worked with clients who had perfectly healthy portfolios but lost everything that actually mattered: their marriages, their careers, their health. Okay, I know this sounds pretty heavy, but what if I told you that stepping away, quitting, what if that isn't failure? What if it's actually the most brilliant financial move you could ever make? Because the data on this is, well, it's kind of shocking. So, there was this recent study that followed 500 investors, all of whom were showing these signs of severe anxiety. They all made a deal: stop active trading cold turkey, and move all their money into simple automated index funds for 5 years. The results were, wow, just staggering. So check this out. The group that quit, they didn't just get better in one area. They saw massive improvements across the board. Their financial returns went up, their reported life satisfaction went up, and even their physical health markers like blood pressure and sleep, they all improved. In fact, financially, their average annual returns actually went up by 2.1% compared to when they were frantically trading every day. Why? Probably because they stopped making panicked, emotional, anxiety-fueled decisions. But honestly, forget the money for a second. This is the number that matters. Their self-reported life satisfaction. It went up by 34%. Think about that. They weren't just a little richer. They were dramatically happier and healthier human beings. And I just want to pause right here and say this directly to you. If this is hitting home, there is zero shame in that. Absolutely none. Real courage isn't about holding on until you shatter into a million pieces. Courage is being wise enough to recognize when the price of playing the game is just too damn high. So if you're sitting there thinking, okay, this is me, let's turn this into action. Here's a simple, clear, 3-step plan to start taking back control. Right now. Step 1, the 48-hour screen test. Just try it. Go 2 full days without checking your portfolio. If the mere thought of that sends a jolt of panic through you, that's your answer. Step 2, talk to someone. And this is critical. Talk to a therapist, not another financial guru. This isn't a numbers problem, it's a brain problem. And finally, step 3, if you need it, the nuclear option. Move your money to automated funds and then delete the apps from your phone. Just get them out of your life. Look, your portfolio is going to be fine, I promise. The market is going to do what the market is going to do whether you're watching it every second or not. The real question, the only one that matters, is this. If you keep going down this road, will you be fine? Let's just put this all in perspective for a second. The market will crash and it will recover long after every single one of us is gone. It doesn't know you exist, it doesn't care about you, but you only get one life. You get one nervous system to carry you through it. You get one collection of relationships with people who actually care about you. If the market is actively stealing those things from you, then it doesn't matter what your portfolio says. You're already losing everything. So, if you're the person who needed to hear this today, it is okay to stop. It is more than okay to walk away. Choosing your peace of mind over potential profits isn't a sign of weakness. It's the ultimate sign of wisdom.